Greetings, diners, and good some part of the day for you. And it is our day 4 Seattle Bug Out Brunch here in beautiful and a little sunnier today, Washington. And I got up fairly early and headed over to the free continental breakfast. And I picked up a few goodies that were there, which was not too many because this is a Bates Motel, okay? It wasn't a full spread. In fact, it was a really thin spread. And I will tell you what in my brunch menu comes from there and what I supplied myself, either that I brought with me from Alaska to here or bought at one of the grocery stores here my first couple of days when K-Dog and I stopped up to get me stocked up for my stay. So let's go through it. All right, coming from the brunch over there is blueberry muffin, okay? Let me try to show it to you on this camera. There you go, okay? That's blueberry muffin, yes. And they're pretty good. I had one yesterday. And then the other thing that came from the brunch is a banana, okay? They had bananas. Very nice. So this is a very healthy brunch, by the way. It's heavy on the fruit, okay? There's only a little bad stuff. I mean, the muffin has, oh, we don't want to lose that, okay? That's the diner form. The muffin has sugar in it and, you know, fat and stuff like that, besides the blueberries. So it may not be that healthy, but everything else is very healthy. And eco-friendly, too, all right? And then we have some watermelon that I picked up at the grocery store, all right? And then finally, coming down from Alaska, I have smoked salmon, Nova Scotia. Very good, okay? And once again, this brunch is far more than I can eat at a sitting. It's not going to happen. But it looks good, right? I will have a couple of pieces of watermelon. I'll probably have half of the blueberry muffin and maybe a couple of pieces of salmon. And then the blueberries are probably going to go back in the fridge. And I'll have them tomorrow because I don't have sour cream right now. So I got to get sour cream sometime today. That's one of my projects for the day. Get sour cream and butter. I forgot to get butter. All right. So now that the food aspect is out of the way, let's talk about the major stories of the week here in Collapseville. The big one, of course, remains coronavirus, and I think one of our contributors, Narf, put up an article that said Corona beer is offering $15 million if they'll change the name to Bud Light virus, which is very funny. That's all I read was the headline. I have no idea what the rest of the story was about. And also we have our moron-in-chief, Donald Dietrich Trombovetzky, saying this is all a Democratic conspiracy. Okay, the Democrats are at fault for coronavirus. They concocted it in one of their meetings or something like that, I guess. And you know, I mean, the really depressing part is his core of supporters buy this shit. All right, they eat it up, and it's so absurd that it defies all belief. And you just can't believe that people will fall for that sort of stuff and those kind of stunts. And according to a recent national poll, maybe they're not, because Fox News reported, and Fox News is usually, you know, a pro-Trump kind of, you know, his propaganda organ, and they published poll results that showed that every last Democrat of the 6 top, 5 plus 1, of the 6 top Democrats would beat him in a national election. Now, I don't know if that's true, and these polls are so wild and skewed and off the mark these days that who the fuck knows? We still don't know anything about what's going to happen in the national election. And, you know, when we still have the whole cycle of primaries on the Democratic side to go through before we can figure out whether you know, who's going to actually be running, and then the actual conflict. And you know, an interesting question for me is, will Trumpovetsky actually agree to debate whoever it is that that the Democrats nominate? Now, I don't remember the last election where there wasn't a debate between the candidates, Democratic and Republican. I can't remember one. Maybe there was one. Somebody can remind me. But that would be quite a stunt if he, you know, well, they're not good enough, you know, and I'm not going to bother and waste my time. And, you know, everybody knows who's right. Me. Trump. Okay, not me. Well, I'm right all the time, but, you know, well, most of the time. So, you know, there's such a long way to go between now and November. Well, I could count the months, but it's 6, 7. I don't know. So, you know, we just have to see. We have to keep watching what's going on, and you know, see how it goes. And the other thing that's you know, being affected here is the stock market. Okay, and the stock market took a nosedive in the last week. You know, had the biggest point drop in history, or maybe since 2008, and it's you know, losing points every day. And of course, everybody's concerned about the economy and the coronavirus, how it's going to affect the economy. You know, nobody's really talking about the fact that the economy is a house of cards, and all it needs is something to tip it over. All right? It's not just coronavirus that is causing this stock market correction as of now. Will it go into a bear market? Will it become a crash? Again, who knows? But at the moment, it's not looking good. And same with oil and natural gas. Their prices are falling through the basement floor. So all around on that economic sector, the you know, sort of the fundamentals, the underpinning of capitalism in the modern era is coming apart at the seams. And, you know, we don't know what the outcome is going to be yet on, you know, how badly this is going to affect us and, you know, take us to the next step level down on the ladder towards health. We don't know. All right. Well, I've still got a couple more days on my bug out here in Seattle. I still have a chat with George Mobus and K-Dog to do. That'll be tomorrow. And then I'm probably not going to see the pro from Dover, the surgeon, who I hope will repair my legs again. And then I fly back to the Last Great Frontier on Tuesday. So, it's so far been a very entertaining little practice bug out, as it were. And, living in the Bates Motel, I mean, I could do this in perpetuity. It's really not that much different from my digs, which are bigger, of course, and I have bigger computer screens, which is nice. And my swivel chair is more comfortable than this one. But, otherwise, it's pretty good. And the bed is comfortable, and they come in and make it, every day. And so, you get service, you get free internet, you get free heat, you get free electricity, and all the rest of that stuff. It's almost a bargain. Almost, not quite. So it is cheaper for me to live up on the Last Great Frontier than it would be to live in Seattle in this motel room. But, every once in a while, it's okay. And to get down to the lower 48 to see friends, etc. All right. I hope Diner anniversary month was fun for you as it was for me. This is the last day. It's February 29th as I record this thing. And now we go into March and the Ides of March and Cinco de Mayo and St. Paddy's Day and the vernal equinox, and March is just jam-packed with stuff, right? Because spring is coming, thank God. And that's all to do. This time, until next time, here on the Cooking Zone and Collapse Morning Wake-Up Call of the Doomsday Diner. Hasta la fruit and smoked salmon.